Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm finally doing one where it's not just to highlight gameplay and whatnot. So thank you guys for checking this out. Anyway, let's get into it. I wanted to talk about the new balancer that DICE is trialing on us in Battlefield 5. It's currently actually only active on breakthrough servers, but if it goes well, they're thinking about adding it into the other modes. And if it goes really, really well, this could have an impact on how the next Battlefield performs as well, they said. So if this system is something that you don't like, but they like, yeah, we're probably going to see more of it in Battlefield 2021, the next installment in the franchise. But anyways, I didn't get much of a chance to try it out when they first announced it, and pardon the thing going minimize back there. I'm switching screens. All right, so I finally got a chance to sit down and try it, like I say. And, well, first of all, I wasn't expecting a whole hell of a lot. You might have seen me live tweeting it last night if you're on my Twitter, kind of my experiences with it. But, I mean, looking back on my tweets here, the very first one that I put up is like I'm not really going to have to worry a lot about where the new balancer is going to send me, especially on PC, because there's not usually a lot of breakthrough servers on PC anyway. There's usually only one server, if that, that's running, that's DICE official, and depending on the time of day, it may not even be full. At max, there's like 2 breakthrough servers running in the US at full capacity. So, I mean, the idea behind it, I think, might work a little better when there's a little more area to move people around. And so I was concerned about that. Your big brother Steve told me that the new system actually will create new servers, and I did experience that myself. It did create brand new servers after I ran through a couple last night, which was nice, but a lot of people didn't understand what was going on, and they left those smaller servers before they ever even got going. So I think the secretive nature of this rollout is actually maybe hurting the system a little bit because people are not knowing what's going on. When I first experienced it Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I thought it was a bug in the game. I thought something was messed up, and I was like, uh-oh. I thought it was like, for some reason, it was making it, because it acts like a squad leader is quitting with squad, and they're taking me with them without giving me an option to say no. Is kind of what it seemed like to me on Wednesday before I knew they were rolling this out. And so I think that's probably the same thought that a lot of other people are going to have, and that you have people that are quitting out of those new servers as they start up, because it's not a smooth experience by any means. You don't stay in the same server. Sometimes it'll move you to a whole different map, a whole different rotation, or a different spot in the rotation rather, not a different rotation, and it'll start up a pre-round, like we need 8 or 16 people to break pre-round, that kind of thing, and then it will actually dump you back into the hangar loading screen, select a loadout area, and then you have to wait the full minute again from there. So there's a lot of it jumps through quite a few screens. The experience is not very smooth. Not that I would expect it to be, because Battlefield 5 has not been a smooth experience the entire time, but you would hope for something, and they're trialing it, so I mean it makes sense that it's not 100% a smooth experience, but it definitely could be more smooth. So that's, at first I didn't really know, I'm kind of going back into my Twitter timeline here. Hope you guys don't mind. Not a lot of breakthrough servers in the PC. And I said here that the new system actually had no clue what to do with me after 2 rounds of breakthrough last night. The first one worked. It moved me to a new game. It filled out, and we played it. But after the second round, it just broke. It got stuck in a loop, or it was I guess matchmaking for a very, very long time, because I don't know what happened, but I hit the end of round screen after my second round, and then I just sat there and had the matchmaking thing going. Everybody in my squad left, and it's not a pre-made squad, it was just randoms, but down in the bottom right corner of the screen down here, everybody left, and it was just me sitting there, and then I had the loading icon up in the top right up there, and it was just spinning, and it spun that way for like 5 minutes, and my only options down here were NVIDIA highlights and quit, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait it out, and I waited like 5 minutes, and I finally gave in. I selected quit down here, and it started loading Aerodrome again, which was the map that I had just left, and it was just spinning up here again, and nothing happened. I actually had to Alt F4 the game because that was the only way to get it unstuck. It was stuck. I was like in a loop or something, and so I had to Alt F4, reload, launch server browser, and get back in that way. So, yeah, really, really rough, just choppy experience. Literally game breaking, if you want to put it that way. I mean, it literally broke the game. I couldn't do anything except Alt F4 to get out. So not a good deal there. Let's see. There, I mean, it just seems like it's kind of like a weird implementation. I don't know. I played several rounds last night. I tried to stick in breakthrough, and I did. And I don't know. It put me a lot of the times on a team where I was going to have to literally carry. I can think of like 3 instances for sure where it was me against some pretty good names that I recognize on the other side. It was like me and nobody else I recognized on my team versus, all of those guys, some stacks. So it was like the system was, and I guess it's based off score per minute or kills. I'm not exactly sure what. I mean, it's kind of like a soft SBMM essentially, which is what a lot of people's hang up with it is. It's, I don't think near as aggressive as Call of Duty's, and I don't think it's quite 100% the SBMM we hate, but it's definitely moving in that direction. And it just seemed like it was expecting me to carry some teams last night for sure. Like I said, there was 3 instances that I was pretty sure it wanted me to carry the entire team. Is because I would have like 20 kills, and the next guy up would have like at most 7, and it was just that way down the line. So I'm not sure that. But to give it its credit, there was a couple of times where it did actually make a pretty balanced game. It didn't seem that way at the start, but as it continued to kind of throw people in and fill the server out, it's breakthrough. So if we were defending, like they would knock us back a couple sectors, but we would end up, holding them off like maybe 2 or 3 sectors before the end, and it was actually like a pretty good game. You kind of felt on edge the whole time, like, are we going to hold them, are we not? It was a good back and forth. There was actually a couple of those, which was nice because sometimes you don't really get those at all. It's usually very one-sided. So I actually do think it when it works, it works kind of okay. There were instances, I don't want to completely just rag on it, because there were instances last night where it worked fairly well, and that was a good thing. I saw it split up a couple of times. I saw it split up some stacks that were running on their side. There's a couple of people that I can think of that come to mind, specifically for PC, because that's where I play at now, but I can think of a couple names that like to stack on servers, and it was splitting those stacks up. I wasn't seeing those same people just, loading one team on the other side round after round. So that's good. I mean, it is working there as intended. I don't know, if people are trying to play together and pub stomp or whatever, I just don't see it. Like, I think they're going to leave whatever the matchmaking forces them out to. I think they're just going to come back on their teammates. So I don't know. There's nothing DICE can do about that, though, unless they just obliterate the server browser, which please don't do. People are longtime fans of the server browser. I myself use the server browser to get into games, and I know a lot of the older Battlefield people that play Battlefield way longer than me use server browser because it's just the classic way. And then I know there's a lot of casual players, probably a lot of these new players that are loading in on the Tides of War thing, just selecting one of the nodes and then going in and just matchmaking from there. And I think this system will help to place them more adequately. But I mean, it doesn't really matter if those. I mean, not to talk down to the casuals, but I mean, you could pick a server yourself, or be match made into one, and it's not gonna. I mean, I really don't want to talk down on the casuals, but I mean, these guys that have put in 3,000 hours are, it doesn't really matter which way the casuals get in. It's gonna slot on the scoreboard the same. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm trying to say, but that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. After playing with the system, I'm probably like half and half on it, like 50-50. I won't grade it an F, but probably somewhere around a C minus, just because there are instances where it can completely break, which is not good. I mean, it completely broke my game last night. I had the Alt F4. That just doesn't, or that the game may have not been stuck. Maybe the game was just like, it was so hard to match make me in somewhere that it couldn't do anything about it. I don't know. I had another instance like that where I had to Alt F4 last night, so that's when I just quit playing. There was no American breakthrough servers, so I went onto a European server and played, I don't know, 1 or 2 rounds on there. And after the second round, I had a pretty good game, like a 984 score per minute. And I guess the new system just didn't know what to do with me, and I don't know, it just sent me into oblivion again. It couldn't place me. I sat on the end around screen again for like 5+ minutes. I did still have a quit option that time, so I just hit quit in the bottom left, and I was like, I guess I'm done tonight, because I mean, there was no servers running. It wasn't making new servers. I don't know what the plan was in the background there. I don't know what the game was doing, and that lack of knowing what it's doing, since they're trialing and everything, is frustrating, because on my end, the experience is I'm just sitting there looking at something that's supposed to be doing something. I'm essentially looking at this screen that's behind me for like 5 minutes, and there's like one little spinning thing to let me know that it's like thinking, but it doesn't ever do anything. So maybe it needs to time out, I don't know, or pop up a message saying like, oh, this is taking a while, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to try it out some more and see what I think. I know that it should hopefully work a little better with a few more servers running. I mean, we're sitting on the server screen right now while I'm recording this. This is at like 12:30 CST here in the US, and there's one full breakthrough server. Y'all probably can't see it behind me. It's sitting at 64 of 64 with a 2-person queue, and that's it. So I don't know if it will, if that round was to get really imbalanced, I guess it would spawn another half server, and we would have just 2 half servers running. But then people are going to get fed up that it's a half server and just come back and rejoin the one that it just kicked them out of. So I don't know. It seems like there's just going to be a lot of players fighting the system rather than kind of embracing it. And there's also the fact that a lot of players don't know even that the system is in there and doing anything, and so they get confused. I saw quite a few people in the game chat last night like, whoa, what's going on? Why are we jumping screens so much? Or like, what just happened? Like, why are we here now? So I would try to explain in the game chat what was going on, because I feel like if people would sit there and let it do its job, people would have a better experience with it. But people are trying to like cheat it or skip it, or they don't understand what's going on, so they quit out on it and don't let it do its thing. And I hate to say that, because that makes it sound like I want the server browser gone, which I don't. And I don't know, maybe I don't know what I want. I want a balanced game, but I don't want heavy score-based matchmaking, because we've seen how awful that is in Call of Duty, and you don't want that. I mean, I like to be able to get into servers, of course, and it's a bunch of people that I can just squash. That's fun, obviously, but I also like to get better, and I like to challenge myself. So there's a couple times, and y'all have seen it on stream, where I like to get on to a server that's got like 4 Crag guys or a couple of the Salt guys, or Guava or whoever, and they're just over there, killing it. And, I've really got to kind of up the ante a little bit and try to, at least carry myself a little better against, heavy opposition like that. So, I mean, because it's a good way to get better. You can't get better if you're constantly just playing against, people your same skill. You've got to get stomped a little bit to get better. And so I don't want heavy SBMM in Battlefield because, Call of Duty, when I play Cold War right now, I pretty much average out about a 1 KD. I can't really do anything better than that because as soon as I start doing a little better, the game's like, no, you're gonna do worse for a little while. Whereas in Battlefield, like, if I get on a rough server, then I know it's just a rough server. I can bounce to the next one, and things will immediately, get better. Some days are good, some days are bad, and I like that nature of it. So, I don't know. This is just kind of a weird system. I think they said in the community broadcast that, like, the mid-round deal was punishing to players that were doing good. Like, if you're the reason the team's doing good, it kind of sucks to be switched to the other side, and I agree. I think it would have been better to maybe just focus on keeping both teams full. A lot of times the routes start happening, the steamrolls start happening because it's like a 28v11 round, We see that, or have seen that often in Battlefield 5. It seems like just find maybe a less aggressive way to just get people in the server. I don't know, and people leave because it's stacked, but I don't know. We'll just let it play out. I'm going to play with it some more. Like I said, we're probably going to check it out on stream here in like about an hour, trial it out some more and see what's going on. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching this. I just kind of wanted to get out my thoughts on the balancer thing. I've liked that we're seeing some changes in Battlefield 5 after it's been so long. We got the community games update, which I think has already kind of petered out. People have quit making custom servers already because they're not persistent, and you got to like start them up every time. No persistent ban list. It's just there's a few glaring issues with community games that are keeping it from really shining here. And then yeah, I like that they're kind of tweaking with a team balancer a little bit. I don't think they've hit a perfect implementation yet, but they can probably tune it based on feedback that they're getting right now on it. They said they're actively looking at feedback. They want feedback. So here's some feedback. I know it was kind of muddy. I just kind of was doing it. I wanted to do a video just off the top of my head. If you guys want like super scripted videos, yeah, there's already channels to watch that. Jack Frags, Level Cap, Blackfire, all those guys, the guys you already follow. You guys that are here watching this, I'm kind of like a more off the cuff kind of quick whatever. I tried the whole scripted thing, but it just, I don't have the patience, I guess, to sit down and do like super, super high production value videos like that. And if you guys are like, I wanted to bring this up too, if you've made it this far into this video. If you guys dig this kind of video where I just kind of get on here and just express thoughts, then let me know down in the comments or like the video, hit me up on Twitter, whatever. I'll start doing more of these kind of things because these are easier for me to do. I'd rather just sit here and just fire off the cuff and talk about the game than plan out a script for, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then have to record the script. Oh, I messed up the script, so let me re-record it. All that kind of stuff. I'd rather just do this, and then, I haven't even been making thumbnails because I've been focused on the stream, but I do want to keep YouTube going too. So you guys give me some feedback. Do you like it? Do you not? What would you like to see? That kind of thing. So anyways, I got to get off of here, do a little Kovacs to kind of warm my arm up and then get ready for the stream because I guess that's quickly approaching. Didn't realize it was already 12:30. But anyways, there you go. Thoughts on the matchmaking balancer that we're seeing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.